So here's your second mistake for those of you taking notes. Don't mistake that headline area for your job title. This isn't really just your job title. This is your headline that is attached to every communication you send on LinkedIn to anybody. You want to talk to the COO of a company. You want to ask for an information interview. You want to make a comment on a group. The first thing they're going to read about you is this. So manage that process. Manage how they're going to perceive you. That's what branding is all about. Okay. Now, for those of you with LinkedIn profiles who recognize this part, this is called your profile summary. The summary is analogous to that part of your resume just below your headline, which is your sort of professional statement. Yeah? Your professional statement. And what happens is a lot of people ramble on and on like this one. This is a bad example. Because if I'm a hiring manager and I have 300 other people applying for this job, I've got a stack of resumes like this. I'm not going to have time. I'm going to give you probably about 10 or 20 seconds, right? 10 or 20 seconds. So ones that are shorter, like this one, are going to do you a lot more service. Keep it really short. Keep it really short because to be considered in the job market these days, you've got to get your message across quickly and powerfully. As powerfully as you possibly can. And here's your third mistake. The problem is that writing about yourself is really, really hard. Am I alone? Do you guys agree? I mean, that's why we have resume writers and copywriters and career coaches. I wrote a 360-page book in utmost detail on social media job search. I couldn't write one paragraph bio. Couldn't write it. I'd start, it wouldn't sound right, I'd forget some things. My wife would think it was stupid. So I had a professional writer write it. And so what I'm going to propose to you is that I know this is hard work. I know filling out that summary is, you know, you get to that part of your profile, you're like, I don't know, I'll just put some bullet points here or just write something without thinking. So what I'm going to propose is a 4-step process, a framework that you can use just to get that, you know, the juices moving, the muse whispering in your ear. All right? So this is not in the handout, so you might want to write this one down. And if you want to follow along and try it, I'd really love to learn more about you and do some live coaching perhaps if you want to tweak it and get better. Okay, so the first step is who are you? When you pick up the phone and someone says, hi, who's this? Who are you? When you walk into a networking event and someone says, tell me more about yourself, who are you? Okay? I'm a social media strategist specializing in helping job seekers overcome the economy to find their dream job. Who are you? Who are you? Okay, that's the first question. Introduce yourself. The second question is, what do you do in the context of the problem you solve? What do you do in the context of the problem you solve? Does this sound familiar? We go back to that framework from personal branding, right? We have who are you and what are their problems, right? What problem do you solve? I help companies with stagnant sales increase their sales by 10%. Or I help companies who are struggling in the marketplace be more efficient. What do you do? What problem do you solve? Yeah, that's the second statement that you'll answer. The third one is what do you do best? Why are you the best at what you do? Everyone in this room, every single one of you is the best at something. Do you know what it is? When I first started at Cisco, I started my career with a couple of very big successes. And I wouldn't really talk about them. You know, I was trained to be modest. I think we all are. It's very uncomfortable for us to brag. It feels like we're bragging when we talk about our successes. So my boss took me aside and he said, look, Joshua, there are 50,000 employees at Cisco Systems, not even counting the contractors. You're not going to get anywhere if you hide behind your desk. Ring your bell. And that was a big lesson for me. Sometimes you just have to talk about your big successes. Sometimes it's okay. Yeah. So this question is, where's your big success? What makes you the best at what you do? And the last part is how you end any good marketing piece. Anyone here with a marketing major? some of you. Always end with a, yeah. Always end with a call to action. So that's 4. Always end with a call to action. Once they've read this about you, what do you want them to do about it? What do you want them to do? If you're looking for a highly talented, motivated, creative marketing professional, give me a call. Notice I didn't say, I just graduated, I'm really looking for a job. That's not our call to action. Our call to action is, if you're looking for an X, then give me a call, give me an email. Let's have a conversation, let's have a cup of coffee. You know, what is it they want you, what is it they should do about you? Okay? Does that make sense to anybody? So just let's do a brief recap, and then maybe there'll be some brave souls here in the audience today who might want to try it out. I don't know. Okay. Everyone sort of avoids eye contact. No. Okay, so here we go. Who are you? What do you do? Why you're the best at what you do? And what do you want them to do about it? What's the call to action? Okay? Who wants to take a swing? Go ahead. Ooh, tenacity. All right, you'll get a package. I'll give you a package for the first person. But if you would stand up, please, and tell everyone your name.
My name is Lauren Ashton Shepard. I go by LA. So I guess who I am. Here's a question for you. Should we use that as like the job we're doing now, since we should kind of steer away from student, being a student just graduating?
Sure.
Okay. So I am a community manager now for an online news website, and I help residents in the local area find out what's going on in their area. What do you do? I make it easy for them to find out by bringing the website to them. Why you're the best? Because I'm the only community manager for the only news website that is zip code related in the United States that I know of so far. There's lots of type local blogs, but not zip code local. And what do you want? I would like to further my social media strategist type stuff and help someone else promote their website or product or brand way.
Great. Give that a little. And also, come down with a book. So a little coaching for LA, if that's okay. Are you open to that? So for your call to action, I would reframe it, right? So I would say, so if you're running a community-oriented blog and you're looking for a community manager who has experience, right, doing this kind of successful thing, then give me a call, right? So frame it in the context of what they want rather than what you want. Very good. Does anyone else want to go? We can have one more, I think. No? Yes, sir. Thank you. What's your name?
Harrington Foster.
Thank you.
And, okay, for mine, I'm an actor. I perform. I entertain. What do I do? I give my talents and I show them to the world, or whoever is watching. Why I'm the best? Because I've got to give my talent and I give my heart and soul and passion to whatever role that I'm taking on. What do I want? I want to be famous. I want to be known. I want to be an Oscar. And there you go.
All right. So, are you open to some coaching as well?
Sure.
Same advice for Ellen. It's not really what you want, but it's what you want them to do. So, if you're looking for a passionate, disciplined actor who's going to bring 100% of himself to a role, then I'd like to do an audition. So, what is it what problem are you solving for them, right? Because a lot of times, and I'm sure you know this if you've been acting for a while, and is that there are actors who were difficult to work with. And so maybe perhaps positioning yourself as an easy to work with actor who's open to coaching, things like that. So think about from the perspective of the talent agency or whomever it is that you're going to be auditioning with. what problems do they face on a daily basis that you're going to be like drinking fresh water about? Is that good? Helpful?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Thank you. So now I have a question for everyone in the room. And this is a question that we have to ask ourselves at one point in our life, sometime in our professional career. And the question is, would you ever show up to a job interview naked? I heard some wisecracks out there. So let's make a few assumptions here. Obviously, this is a look for a singer, right? This is a setup. So let's make a few assumptions. First, let's assume, and I hope you all agree with me on this, that you will be found online. You're going to be looked up. A lot of companies make Googling their candidates part of their standard operating procedure. Okay? You're going to be looked up online. Therefore, also, let me also assume that your first impression is probably going to be an online impression. A lot of times, even before they have a phone call with you, or even before they see your resume, they're going to see you online. Is that fair? So why is your profile not complete?